Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Sawadi Cup. How's everybody doing on this wonderful Sunday? Let me see something. Oops. There we go. It's a wonderful Sunday today. Yes, it is. And obviously, I'm here. I'm streaming. I was thinking once a week, but now I'm thinking maybe twice a week. And I'm not really sure what days, but I kind of like Sunday because it's the weekend here in Thailand. It's the weekend in the U.S. So, Friday is not. So that's why I'm here. Anyway, today we should have a lively, interesting show. What Thai women, not just women. Women call men a lot of things, but Thai women are it's a little more specific. But we're going to talk about what Thai women call foreign men. We'll get all of it. A lot of words maybe you've never heard before. And we're also going to talk a little about something else. I'll get to that in just a minute. But if you have spent any time in Thailand, you've probably heard the word Farang. Farang. You probably heard that thrown around a little bit. Thank you. Kampun, kampun. All righty. You have probably heard that word thrown around. It is the go-to word when Thai people see a foreigner, white men. But it doesn't just stop there. Thai women and even sometimes Thai men, they have a whole dictionary of names for foreign guys, ranging from very respectful and cute to downright brutal. Some are playful and affectionate, and some are just, well, we wouldn't say they're compliments. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Um, but I'm gonna break it down into different terms that the Thai women use for expat men and what they mean and when they're used and whether or not you should be flattered or offended. Personally, I don't care what they call me. I would just go, "Why are you calling me that?" Oh, okay, it's your choice. Doesn't really bother me. I don't care. Again, I don't really care what other people say or think about me. Because when you think about it, why are you wasting your time worrying about what they think about you? Now, if it's like my mother or my father, that's a different story. Um, I take that to heart. And, when they say, hey, you shouldn't think that way because maybe it's this or that, then I say, maybe you got a point. But generally, I don't worry about what other people say. Um, so, you can join in here. Let me know in the chat whether you have been offended, where you're curious and you're wondering if you were offended. Whatever it is, maybe you've been called one of these names in the past. But anyway, I am Scott. I'm an American. And guess what? I've been living here for a long time, 30 years. And if you like this video, you can click like, you can subscribe if you haven't done so already. You can click the notification bell. Um, and if you want, you can join. It's only $1.99, or you can just send me an email. You can send me an email just to say hello. You can send me a Dear Scott letter, like in the old days when I used to get letters. I don't get them much anymore. I get people that want to talk to me about their girls. What should they do? Listen, I'm not in the business of solving your problems, but I can tell you a couple of options maybe you have. So if you need a consultation, there it is there. You want to send me a Dear Scott, an American in Bangkok at gmail.com. That is the email address. Right now, air quality is 87, which is eh. And I've been thinking about something. I've seen Canome and I've seen Sichon. Oh, they're great. But you know what I'd really like to do? what I'd really like to do is find a place that's very little known. There are very few tourists. And when I stream or do a video from there, you are unable to determine where I am. And I don't want to tell you where I am. Because once you know where I am, at least some people will come. I'm not saying that, thousands upon thousands of people will come. So that's the thing. And it's kind of like uh, what's the word I'm looking for? I want to see, can you figure out where I am? So I'm going to look for some places. I obviously don't want to go to Kanom and Sichon again. I mean, I do want to, but not for this. So I'm going to try to figure something out. It takes a little bit of research. I could find something in 5 minutes, or I could find something in 5 days, or maybe not. But that's what I want to do. I want to figure out where can I go in Thailand that's a cool place. Doesn't necessarily have to be by the beach, although it might be. And can I stay there? I know I can stay in Kanom and Sichon. I can stay there for relatively inexpensively. But I also have to have a place that my wife and kids can go to. So it's not an easy task, but I'm going to try to figure it out. So anyway, exchange rate right now, 33.61. The temperature is 86 degrees Fahrenheit right now, high of 96, low of what? Did I see here? Low of 81, and the feel like temperature is 92. Now, I forgot to get the Celsius readings, so I'm going to do it right now, if I can. Let's see here. Fahrenheit to Celsius, Celsius to Fahrenheit. Can I tell you? Probably not. No, I have to do them one at a time, which is not great. Let's see here. 86 is 30. 92 is 33.33, which is the feel like temperature. The high is 96, which is 35.56, and the low is 81, which is 27.22. So there you have it. Let's see here. What else do we have? Oh, the humidity is 72%. The forecast, mostly sunny with a little bit of cloudiness sprinkled in this week. Doesn't say any rain is forecast, but for some reason, I think there'll be a little bit of rain. So I have a video coming up tomorrow. And that video is, let's see if I can find it here. Is that the video? Oh, no, I just did video. What am I thinking of? I did the video yesterday. I'm going to move the video, but was intended for tomorrow, a week ahead. But the name of the video is Meeting the Girl of Your Dreams in Thailand. And basically, it's just a few things that, you need to remember. And the number one thing to remember is what? Somebody send me a message and tell me, what is the number one thing that I say all the time? It's very simple. Very, very simple. All you have to do is remember one thing. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. What is that one thing? Does anybody know? Don't be a chowderhead. Well, that's a good one, but it's not the correct answer. The correct answer is do not get emotionally involved with a working girl. Working girl being a prostitute, a go-go dancer, could be a beer bar girl, bar beer, could be a masseuse who gives happy endings. Of course, she says, I never do this. The girl that makes you say, my girl is different. That's one of the things. But we're not going to necessarily talk about this. This is a little more entrenched in the Thai culture. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a whoremonger if that's what you want to do. But be honest with yourself. The girls in there, listen, they look at me. When I came here, I had hair. I was very fit. Now I'm not real fit, but I mean, you can see that I exercise, I work out. Most people can tell. I look a little younger than my age, but I have no hair. I'm bald. I'm bald. I didn't used to be bald. I used to have hair. I used to be more fit. I used to weigh less. Well, guess what? I don't anymore, but I used to. When I used to, I didn't have any problems. It was easy. Now, I say easy. It was easy to land a girl. Now, was that girl the girl? A girl you want to keep? No, not necessarily. She may have been a girl who you could keep for the evening, whether she was a whore or not. Or maybe she was just a girl and you found out something about her after one or two times of knowing her that you went, that's a deal breaker. You know, she's really into Buddha. You know, she won't do certain things. I mean, so no, I won't. I'm not going to go out of my way for you because you want to see it. If you want to, find the picture. I got plenty of pictures. Go on my website. I got some pictures. I got pictures of me in suits. I got all kinds of pictures. All right. So there, you can figure that out yourself. So yeah, I mean, when a lot of guys, when they come here, if they're young, they don't think they're going to stay here for a long time. They may be here for a couple of years or 5 years, something like that. Some people think, okay, yeah, I'll be here. And some of them are loners and some of them are not. I don't think there's anything wrong with, doing the whole pay for play thing if that's what you want to do. And you need to keep it in your head that that's what it is. It's pay for play. And as I say all the time, I'm not one of these guys who thinks it never ever works. Okay, some relationships work, whether it's a girl who, she works at the bank. She's a very straight-laced girl. She works in the bar, and maybe she's been with, 200 other guys. But for some reason, something works with you guys, and you make it work. So I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it takes somebody who really knows. They know the scene. They know they're comfortable with their money. They know how much they can give because it's all up to them, right? It's up to them if they give the money, how much money they get. Listen, if you're giving 50,000 baht a month and you only make 80,000 baht, well, that's not very smart, right? You're giving, most of your money away. But if you're sitting on, maybe you make 500,000 and you go, listen, this girl wants, 40,000 baht. Okay, it's probably not going to hurt you that much. You do it because you're like, it makes it easier. And she's happy. All right, whatever. But then she might take the 40,000. She might go, in 2 weeks, she might go, I ran out of money. Not too bad. I'm not going to give you 60 or 80,000 or whatever. It depends on the guy. That's what I mean. It depends on the guy, depends on the girl, depends on the situation. But generally, I would say no. Those relationships are not going to work, and you shouldn't expect them to work. Can a bar girl be trusted? Oh my God. Can any woman be trusted? Some can, some can't. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can say, and you're just like, well, I don't really know. And people don't really know. Listen, you get involved with somebody, how do you know that they're telling the truth? Sometimes you gotta have a little bit of faith, right? You gotta have some faith that they're telling you the truth and that you can trust them. Once they break the trust, that's when you go, no more. See, that's always been my mentality with women. If I trust them to a certain point, and then I start to trust them more as time passes and you get to know them. And then if they give you some reason why you can't trust them, then it's like, you know what? You broke my trust. I'm sorry. I can't trust you anymore. That's the way it goes. So, all right, let me just tell you something here. My last video garnered a little bit of interest and several comments. Interesting comments, so I'm going to go over them before we start into this little names, Thai names, and their meanings coming from uh, Thai women. So I'm going to read some of these comments here. Let's see here. Let me start out with a good one. Well, we'll start out with the whatever the guy is. Hang on a second here. Let's start out with a question that maybe Larry can relate to. That comes from a guy, and he says, "Let's be honest, Thai bar girls. You put Thai bar girl are an attraction. Um, if you come to Thailand and that's all you want, well, that's what you can have. But there are many other things in Thailand that you can do and have. When I first came here, I came here because I trained in Muay Thai, and I realized I'm out of my depth here. I start fighting at the pro level with these Thais, I'm going to get my ass kicked. But I knew that that was something I can do all the time, and I did that all the way up to a couple of years ago. Now I don't really go in the gym. I'm 62. I'm a little broken down. I'm worn out. I don't feel like going in there and getting hurt. Every time I go in and train, it hurts, right? I don't want to hurt anymore. But that was something to do. It could be, you got a stamp collection you work on every day where you don't have to, it might be a Thai stamp collection. It could be anything. But you don't have to go to the bars. I mean, that's the thing. You don't, because you're a man, doesn't mean you got to go to the bars. What are you going to do? You're going to bring your wife in there? Okay, some guys do. They just bring them in. They look, oh, they're so cute. Maybe they get a threesome. Who knows? Maybe they just go, oh, she's very cute. Oh, yeah, very nice girls. Oh, okay, and then they leave. Most people don't do that. Most of the time they go in there, men go in there because why? They want to find themselves, someone they can have fun with. But to me, after being here for 30 years and after engaging in activities with women who worked in the bars, women who worked in clubs, I don't feel a need to do that. I have no desire. I don't want to go in there anymore because what happens? The more you learn about Thai culture, I mean, listen, you want to go in once in a while because you want a little bit of strange, that's up to you. But if you're going in there all the time, that's not really a good thing. And what happens is, I used to go to Pattaya when I first got here. Oh my God, what a wonderful place. I went with a woman once, Thai woman. She was great. Great girl, really liked her. She was on the game though. But for some reason, she really liked me. Now we went out, got drunk together, got drunk, screwed, had a good time. But I thought to myself, I don't like her mentality. She sleeps all day, you know. She lives in a little shitty apartment. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know, I just something about it. In the end, I went, move on. And I did. Even though she was a lot of fun and she never did me wrong. We had a great time. But I moved on. And, this is the thing. Move on. What you do is you have your fun and you move on. You don't go in every day, see the same girl. Oh, God, I'm in love. No, you're not. All right, another comment. Thais think Farangs are just ATMs with two legs. They only think about money, too materialistic. Well, that kind of tells me who you're hanging out with. Because I can tell you that the Thais I hang out with, they never ask me for money. And I have the money. It's not that. I got money to give them. I got money I could give them if I wanted to, but I don't. Now, why would I just give my money away to somebody? It's so stupid. Well, you don't have much money, and I got more money than you, so I'll just give you all my money. It's stupid. And when they think you're and this is what some women call foreigners here, you know, they're a walking ATM. Well, I'm not an ATM. I'm no walking ATM. You know why? And I say this all the time also, because you are the only person who controls your wallet. How is it that they get you to open your wallet and give them a bunch of money? You're the one who opens the wallet. You're the one who goes, okay, here you go, baby. It's really ridiculous. How did you find a good wife like the one you currently have? Well, some of it was luck. Another thing, I've been married for a long time now, 26, 27 years. He says it's a little bit longer, but I don't really know. I'm not, I don't really remember. But anyway, it's been a long time. And, you know, all the things that people say, like when you go out with women, sometimes, you know, they're going to want to bring a friend with them, or they're going to want to, you can only go out with a bunch of people and stuff like that. That was true back in the day. I don't know about now, but sometimes that happens. And back when I went after her in the beginning, when I was young and had hair, um, yeah, I mean, I just went, okay, well, all right. And two of my friends went out, two of her friends went out. And so there were three of us, and we all went out. And then I went out with her and her girlfriend another time. And then after that, it was kind of like, all right, well, I think we're going to work out, you know, and it did. But, you know, when I met her, she was what, 21? Now she's 48. There's a big difference between someone 21 and someone 48. So let me see here. Now, here's another one. I don't understand this one because it's kind of a, to me, it's a stupid comment. Maybe it's a stupid person. I don't know. Yes, they do think that foreigners are losers. That's why they all go with black, Indian, and Arabic man. Patti is not a place to go for a white man anymore. Well, what I'll say is, yes, there are many more nationalities now. And if you're a white boy, you're probably not the majority. But I can tell you that um, the Thai women are not going with other nationalities because the white men are losers and have no money. That's just stupid. I mean, really, it's such a generalization, and it's so overkill. One guy says, "Yeah, I'm a loser. Stay away from me. Suits me perfectly." Another one says, "Where is it? What's wrong with being a loser?" And I don't know if he's talking about me, but he says, "You fit the description perfectly. Wear the title like an honor." Well, see, I don't care if I'm a loser. If I'm a loser, that's what I am. If I'm a winner, that's what I am. I don't need to listen to other people. I don't need validation from others to tell me who I am. I know who I am. I have an opinion of myself, and I know how I feel in certain situations, and I know that, you know, when it comes to certain moral issues, I know how I stand. I don't have problems saying no. I don't have problems saying yes. I mean, you know, it is what it is. So if you're a loser, you're a loser. If you're a winner, you're a winner. Be what you are. Don't care about what you are, except with yourself. Now, this guy who wrote, he says, this guy kind of, how can I say it? He seems a little bit, what's that word I'm thinking of? What the hell's the word? Hang on. Arrogant, conceited, self-important. Okay, well, these are kind of what I'm talking about. Narcissistic, vain. Okay, all these kind of fit him. But he says, oh, God. What is the word where people feel like they're above everybody else? I think it starts with a P. Pretentious. Thank you. I knew I could find it. Pretentious. He feels, to me, he feels a bit pretentious. And this is what he says. He says, no idea what that is, LBH. LBH, which is loser back home. I haven't had television like satellite or cable since 2009. Okay, so what does that matter? What does that matter to me? I don't care if you do or not. I have a TV. I turn it on when I want to watch something. I don't give it much thought. Like I said, the White Lotus, okay, it's a show. That's all it is. Do I think the people who are actors, oh my God, no, but I think some of them are very good at their job. But I don't think that they're better than me or worse than me or anything like that. And I know that might come as a shock to some people, but like when I grew up, my parents taught me just because somebody is in show business or they're in a movie or something like that, don't feel like they're so much better than you. Why do I feel like they're better? Oh, they got more money. That doesn't mean that they're better than me. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Maybe they got a lot of shit and they owe their asses on it. Who knows? I simply don't have the time between being in the gym, counting my money and my investments, and combing my full head of hair. You know, because I got no hair. I don't care. I have no hair. You know what? It's wonderful. It's much better than when I had hair. You know why? It's cooler. I shave my head every other day. Today, I'm going to shave it this afternoon. I shave my head every other day. And you know what? I'm nice and cool. Feels really good. I don't care. Because at some point, you're going to get to an age and you're going to go, hey, this is me. I am who I am. I try to look the best that I can with what I got. And then other than that, that's all I worry about. I'm freshly showered once or twice a day, right? I shave just about every single day. I shave my head every other day. I don't smell. What else do you want? I try to dress halfway decent. And other than that, there's nothing else. So what does that matter? You're telling me that you have a full head of hair. Very good for you. I'm so happy for you. You have a full head of hair. And he's counting his money. You still count your money? You count your investments? Seriously? I don't count them. You know that? Once a month I go, oh, okay, I got money. Oh, yeah, it's a little more than last month. Right? You know. Some say if you live in a room with a fan and no AC, they say what? Personally, if somebody wants to live in a room with a fan, hey, there's that guy. Long time no see, the big boss. Big boss, what do you have? Yeah, I don't understand what they say, but to me, it's like, listen, I mean, I wouldn't want to live without air conditioning. I have done so before. Our house in the south, no air conditioning. Now, in the middle of the day, it can get quite hot, but we have about 3 fans. And really, when I go in there, unless I've been walking around outside for a long time, I'm not really that hot. The fan cools me down. But I personally think you got to have air conditioning. You know, it's a must. All right, let me go on here. Another guy, this guy's a frequent commenter. He says, at least White Lotus had some Thai music in it. Yes, it did, and some of the music was good. And what was funny is in the first episode they had "Made in Thailand" by Carabao, which is a very famous song here. I mean, you think about it, it's pretty famous. And also Lisa. Now, if you really know about Lisa, you don't call her Lisa, you call her La Lisa. That's what my wife says. My wife is into her. She really likes her because she grew up poor. She made it big. She's worth hundreds of millions of dollars now. She's big all over the world. She's got, some boyfriend. I forget where he's got some designer brand. He was the son of the owner or something like that. So she's like, oh my God, she's made it. The rest is rather boring apart from the locations. And I don't know if it's boring, but it's taken a little while for me to get interested in it. Whereas the first White Lotus, I kind of liked it. My friend told me, you got to watch this show. I went, all right, I'll watch it. I have a Fire Stick. I decided to watch it. I liked the first episode. I go, hey, it's great. The second episode had a guy from The Sopranos in it. I said, okay, I'll watch this. And it kept me interested. But it wasn't like, oh, this is a great show. But I thought it was pretty good. Now it's the third episode. I'm watching it because my wife goes, oh, La Lisa's going to be in it. Okay. So I watch it. Yeah, it's all right. Decent show. I do like that it's in Thailand. It takes place at the Four Seasons in Koh Samui. And if you know about the Four Seasons there, that particular hotel is is about 75,000 baht a night. Not cheap. So, that's something. Um, but it's interesting. Now, I have to say one thing, and then I'll get back to this, and then I'm going to finish up real quick so I can get to the other topic. The one thing that I really did not like in the show, in the White Lotus, Thailand, is that the guy, for some reason, this guy, Walton Goggins, that's his real name. He's a great actor. I think he was in Sons of Anarchy also. But anyway, he's having some issue, and you can tell he's having an issue, and he's trying to go over it, and you're trying to figure out what's wrong with this guy. Why is he acting this way? So for some reason, he's at a snake show, and he just takes off. And so he decides to take off, and he goes walking, and then he sees all these snakes in their their terrariums. Yeah, Louis Vuitton. I'm sorry, forgot. Oh my God, how could I dare forget? So he goes in there, and there's all these snakes, and he decides, you know what? These snakes deserve to be wild. So he lets them all out. So he's letting all these snakes out. And then all of a sudden, his girlfriend walks up, and he sees her. And you can see there's a snake behind her. The snake bites her on the calf. It's a cobra. It bites her on the calf. And then the next thing you know, they see her, and she's like, oh my God, I got bit by a cobra. And he's like, oh, where are you going? And they're trying to tell him, no, leave her alone. We're going to take her to the hospital. Because they knew he had let him out. So apparently she goes to the hospital. And then, like a couple scenes later, she's back in the hotel. I'm like, wait a minute. She got bit by a cobra, and like 4 hours later, she's back in the hotel. That would not happen. The average stay for a person who gets bit by a cobra is 2 to 3 days. That's average. That's not even if it was a big a bite where they injected a lot of venom in the person. So she probably would have been in the hospital at least overnight. So that really irked me because I was like, they just glossed over that just to add that in. Oh, she got bit by a cobra. Wow. And she lives. She's okay. Have you ever seen what happens to people when they get bit by a cobra? Because of the toxin, it destroys so much of where they got bit, and it deals with the nervous system. And so it's not like she's just going to be like, okay, give me some antivenom. I'm okay now. Let's go. Let's go back. And I'm going to go party. I'm going to go have a drink with my boyfriend. That's not how it is. So that really irritated me. All right. Now, let's go back here. Let's get into, let's see if I got any more here. Oh, here's a good one. If you need to travel 10,000 miles to find love, then I do understand why they call you a loser. So this guy, the same guy who said that says, I just came home from 30 days there. It happens 2 times to 3 times a year where you fall in love, but I would never move or live there. Okay. So then why do you say that? I didn't travel here 10,000 miles for a piece of ass. I had a girlfriend back home. What did I need to come here for? I had no reason. Many people don't come here for the women. What happens is if you're living in a place, as I was, and you have no plans of going elsewhere, well, guess what? The proximity of women in the area leads you to maybe getting involved with somebody or, getting something going with someone. It led me to, getting involved with my wife, and then, things progressed, and I was like, you know what? I'm not moving from here. So it was like, all right, that's the way it goes. So I don't understand why this was said, but this guy says, most are nut jobs. All right, wait a minute here. Well said, Bolt brother. Okay. I know you might think I'm your brother, but I'm not. I got no brothers. Just live your life your way as long as you're not hurting anyone. Who cares what anyone else thinks? Same as the ladyboy comments everyone mentions when you talk about Thailand. It's all lazy stereotypes. Now, that's very true. Really, really true. And here's another one, and I thought this was good. If you're happy with your life, then you're successful. If you're miserable and moaning about everything, then you're going to always be a loser until you decide to change direction or shuffle off this mortal coil. Oh, now this is one that kind of got me. The next two. I'm going to give you two more, and that's it. Well, the best usually doesn't come to Asia. Exceptions do occur. And what's your definition of a loser is another question. Well, that's always the question. I mean, a loser could be somebody who didn't make $10 million or didn't make $1 million. There could be all kinds of things. But I don't know that the best don't come to Asia, because I would say there's a lot of really smart people that move overseas. Now, I'm not saying I was one of those people, but guess what? I've been here for 30 years. Now, how did I navigate that myself? Oh, everybody paid my way here? No. I'm not stupid. This guy says, I committed on her video. He means to say, I commented on her video when she said that LBH, that I considered a man who could afford to and was smart enough to go to Thailand, was a winner. She even gave the comment a thumbs up. He's talking about some Russian chick that supposedly started LBH. I don't think that's the case. Okay, I can tell you other people have said LBH a lot longer than 2 to 3 years ago. All right, do I have anything else here? Let me see. Oh, yeah. Oh, this was MGTOW Gamer, if you're still here. That was you that said, oh, it was started by her. No, it wasn't. I guarantee you it wasn't her. Okay. Now, somebody else says, LBH is a phrase created by Western gals to label and gaslight Western men who left or are considering leaving the plantation. Just say no and do not drink their bitter beverage. Okay, well, you're the one who said that. I don't believe that's true. I don't believe that for a number of reasons. I don't care if she is involved with that or whatever she says she was. I don't care about that. Because it's only a couple of years ago that she might have said it. And I think personally that that's been said for, I don't think so. I'm sorry. She's not the only one, I can tell you. And there are people who said otherwise also in this stream here. Where are they? And you're talking about a ladyboy character in the White Lotus. I don't care about that, dude. Really, seriously, I don't care. I don't care if there's a ladyboy in there. Oh, LBH has been around since at least I was living in Canada, which was 2014. It's been around a lot longer than that. Well, she didn't coin the phrase. That's what you did say earlier. You said it came from her. It didn't come from her. She might have said it, but that doesn't mean it came from her. Now, let me see. Somebody called me a handsome man. Thank you. You're so handsome. Yes, I'm so handsome. Okay. Whatever. One woman might think I'm handsome. Another might think I'm okay. Another might think I look like shit. So I don't care. Why do I care? Seriously, why do I care? It didn't come from her relative. Now it may have came from a relative in that show, but that's not where that originated. That's what I'm saying. Probably some left-wing feminist nut job making comments. The West is full of them talking about losers back home. And what some people said was, LOL, American women automatically say a man who is going to Thailand is because he can't get a woman back home. I mean, I've heard that a million times. We don't want the American female BS. Now, I'll be honest. I didn't really have any American female BS 30 years ago. I didn't have that 31 years ago. I didn't have that. I just didn't. I didn't have a problem with women. I had a problem with women who rejected me. I was like, damn, rejected again. But it's a numbers game. You know. Now, here's a guy, he made the comment of all comments. Oh, wait a minute. Well, fat wallets are owned by rich losers, maybe? Yeah, okay. So the guys are losers to the girls because they got fat wallets. Whatever. My take is that people who criticize those who have the balls to actually pull the trigger on their dreams have life envy because they don't have the ability or means. I could stop right there. That's true. I retired at 50 and did what me and all my friends said we do. Many of them, most are still working, didn't make the sacrifices necessary and are still very limited in their lives. Meanwhile, I have a nice home with plenty of room for guests in one of the most exotic countries in the world, Thailand, and not one of those friends back home has even attempted to visit. Let me tell you something. I got friends back home, and I tell them, if you want, you can stay at my place. You don't have to pay for a place to stay. All you have to do is have a little spending money. Pay for your ticket, have a little spending money. That's all you got to do. Not one of them have come in 30 years. Now, I've had a couple of people come over here. They weren't really my friends. They were kind of people I knew, but that's it. I literally just flew into Chiang Mai from Pattaya, where I spent the week with a good buddy on the beach. Yeah, stay in America, boys. And I agree. If they don't want to come, hey, Jim, how you doing? If they don't want to come over, they don't have to. And you know what? It's just like I was saying about, I want to find a place with very few foreigners that very few people know about. And I know some places, believe me. And I go there because I want to stay there to have some privacy, to have some time where there's no noise, to have some time to wind down, recharge my batteries, and just think about the good life. But I don't want to tell anybody about it because I don't want people knowing. And there used to be a place like that I talked about now. I've talked about it for a couple of years now. And it was an island. I think it was near Krabi. It was called Kosiboya. And that place was fantastic. I got a bungalow that was 500 baht a night, my wife and I, and we went out there. We took a boat, we went out, and the island only had about maybe 100 people on the island. They didn't have any cars, it was just motorcycles. That was it. And we were like, man, this place is great. Now, the one downside was that the water had some jellyfish in it. And we went in and we were like, I felt some stings, and I was like, man, we got to get out of here. So we got out of the water, but the beaches were nice. They were all right. So that was pretty close to being ideal. And so that's why I started telling people about it, because, it's all right. Not a bad place. All right, let me go on here. Let's get to the terminology. Oh, here's a comment. Oh my God, this is such 5 minutes ago, somebody left a comment. Why so many Thai ladyboys and trannies? Are the girls really too fickle? That reeks of someone who has absolutely zero knowledge of Thailand. Douchebag. Douchebag know-it-all. That's what I'll call him. Oh yeah, well, he did just start his channel a week ago, so you can also name it old happy rich losers. Thank you. And jealous losers you have everywhere. Honestly, I think there are some people out there who are just like, oh, you got to go over that. Well, I'm at home, and this is the way that we do things. Whatever. Okay. If you want to live your life at home, go ahead. I don't want to be there. And I can tell you now, I got away 30 years ago, and I didn't think, oh, wow, I left America. Wow, I did such a great thing. Oh, my God. I just thought I'm going to move to Thailand. I'm in the middle. No big deal, right? And then after a number of years, I don't even know when it started. We started with this woke stuff, and we started with all these different things going on in the US. And I just thought, oh, Jesus Christ, I got out of there at the right time. And I left California. So I really got out of there at the right time. And I still feel that way. And I still feel like I will never go back to America. All right, let me get right to it here. Good morning, Mr. Jim. Mr. Jim, he's starting to be an old timer now. He's been here for a while. The years just pass by. All right, the number one thing that women and men, and just Thais in general, say is Farang. Now, let me just give you a little bit of knowledge. You don't say Farang. You don't say Falang. You don't say Falang. The proper way is Farang. So you can say I'm teaching you it, but guess what? That's how it's spelled, and that's how you say it. Okay. An old school way to say foreigner, mostly outdated, is Farang, Farang, Mangka, Mangka, Farang, Mangka. White-haired foreigner, often used for retirees, Farang Huakao. This means Farang with the white head. Farang Langkao, that is hillbilly foreigner for guys clueless about Thai culture. All right, now I've already said that one of them is walking ATM, and that's self-explanatory, although they do say to ATM, and they also say ATM, ATM dun die, ATM dun die, which means the ATM can walk. Jiao Bun Tun, Jiao Bun Tun, big spender, usually used sarcastically. Sai Pei, the paying type, a sugar daddy figure. A lot of foreigners have great misconceptions of Thailand because the only knowledge they possess was obtained from novice YouTubers posting clickbait that is not representative of the real time. That and from things on TV that are dumbed down. You know, oh God, don't make it spicy. All Thai food is not spicy. Some Thai food is spicy, and you can ask that it is that they temper the amount of spice if you want, or don't put any spice, put it on the side, and you'll do it yourself. But you don't have to have spicy Thai food. Kaijio musap is just an egg omelet. It's not spicy. You can get like homdang, which is red onions, and you put that in the omelet, and it's really good, and it's not spicy. Now, they do use sauce prick, which is the chili sauce. Sometimes they use that. Sometimes, and I do both. I use ketchup, and sometimes I use the chili sauce. They put it on rice, and that's what you eat, or that is a side dish. Now, if you have like yum one sen with like glass noodles, it can be quite spicy, and I think it's because of the lime and the onion and then the chilies. They all work together, and it makes it really spicy. That's the one dish that I eat that I just go, God damn, this is spicy all the time. And sometimes my wife will make some South Thai food, and I think, oh, um, it's she'll make it spicy. My kids will be like, oh my God, it's so spicy. And I'll be like, oh, it's a little bit spicy. And she'll be like, oh, you like it? Yeah, I like it. And the kids are like, no, don't. Mike, and my wife said this also. Most of the time, the people who are eating spices that are young, they no longer really like spicy food. They're just not into it. I don't know why. I am no longer a newbie. How long have you been here now? 4 years or something? Jono is no longer a newbie either, and I'm very happy about that. I'm happy to see guys that come over, they make a plan, they stick to it, and boom, that's it. It's not rocket science, as I always say. You're just leaving the newbie stage. All right, let's talk about some other ones. Sia Farang, rich foreign boss. Sia Farang, Kapao Fat, flat wallet, which means a broke foreigner. Kapao Nak, which means the wallet is heavy, which means rich foreigner. Yeah, well, I tried. Sami Falang, foreign husband, formal and respectful. Sami is formal. Um, Hang on a second. I got to double check something real quick. Oh, yeah. Okay. I sometimes hear Farangi. Well, that's not Farang. Thank you for being whom cannot be there 100%. Okay. Okay, so Sami Farang is foreign husband, it's foreign respectful. Pua Farang is a uh, more informal way of saying foreign husband. And if somebody says Pua Farang, they're kind of being, it's almost like a little bit rude. If they know you, it's not. If they don't know you, then it is. And just like if you say Panraya, uh, Panraya Thai, Panraya is wife. It's a formal way of saying wife. If you say Panraya, Mia Farang, that is the informal way. So you would say that with people that you really know. People that you don't know, you wouldn't say that. It's kind of rude. I mean, if you just met somebody or you know them like one or two times, you wouldn't go, oh, up in Mia Farang. You just don't want to do that. You want to try to stay formal. And I will say this. I don't think to know everything about the Thai language at all. But what I will say is watch the newscasters. Watch people who speak on the news. They speak very formal, very proper, they enunciate properly. That's what you're looking for. You're not looking for blah, 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 and you don't even understand what the person's saying. You're like, what the? Most of the time, those people, they're speaking a form of Thai that's very sloppy, or just they're lazy. Fan Farang, what is fan? Cup and fan. Cup and fan chan. Oh, it's my boyfriend. Whatever. Paw Buntum. Paw Buntum. A guy who showers a Thai woman with money. I never heard that one. Okay, stereotypical or insulting terms, not the ones you really want to hear. Now, you might have heard the first two or three. Parangkino. Parangkino is bird shit farang, meaning they're a broke farang. Farangkiniao, a stingy farang who does not part with his money because the money sticks to his hand. So when the money's trying to come out, it's sticking to his hand. He does not want to get that money out. That's Farangkiniao. Farangkino, even cheaper than Kiniao, extremely stingy. I didn't know that. Farang Tuatak, broke ticket Farang, a broke ticket foreigner, a guy who ran out of money. So if you have a guy and he's like big money and you're like, oh yeah, this guy's great. And then all of a sudden, oh, I'm broke now. I have no money. Farang Tuatak. Okay. Tao Huangu, old snakehead used for old men chasing young women. Jim, you should remember that one. Tell that to your wife. Tell your wife there are some guys in the village. You're joking. That are Tao Hua Ngu. Ngu is snake. Hua is head. So Tao Hua Ngu. Farang Hua Pok. Bald headed foreigner. Sometimes said about older guys dating much younger women. Well, I mean, my wife is, what is she now? She's 48. I'm 62. So a 14-year difference, but it took a little while. Hey Carlos, how you doing? It took a little while for me and her to come to an understanding to where I understood how she thought and she understood kind of what I wanted, because to me, she was a little bit immature when I first met her. I mean, she was 21. Now she's 48. I mean, I wish she was more immature. She's like more mature than me. So, let's see here. Oh, this is easy. If you know what Kinlao is, that's you drink whiskey, you drink alcohol. Farang Kinlao, alcoholic foreigner, used for guys who drink too much. Now, I've never heard this one. Farang Mao. I have to look at it in Thai, be sure how I pronounce it. But Farang Mao Hua Ranam. Ranam, yeah. Farang Mao Hua Ranam. Drunk foreigner face down in water, used for guys who drink themselves stupid. Farang now. I would think that would be Farang is lonely, but it is dumb foreigner, used for guys who are clueless. Maybe it's not the same. Let me see something. Now, Farang now. Let's see here. Now. Okay, this is a little bit different. Oh, there is a district in Thailand called Now. I think it's in Lampang. Yeah, it is in Lampang. Now let me see this here. Let's see what it says here. Okay, let me see this. Where am I looking? I'm looking on this paper. Let me see here. NGAO, clueless Farang. See, this doesn't really say clueless Farang. I don't know why it is. I think it's the spelling, because the spelling can be the same in phonetic Thai, NGAO, but because of the tones, because of the way that it's written, they can be pronounced fairly close. But now is lonely. Now is lonely. Rising tone. Now Jai is feeling lonely. Okay, so it can also be what I said, which is dumb foreigner. Farang Kimo. Oh, I've heard this before. Sakat Kimo. It means you're bragging or you're arrogant. Use guys for guys who talk big but may not back it up. I have heard that before. And you could say that to a woman. A woman will say, you know, oh, Chen Sui, oh, I'm so pretty, I'm so beautiful. And then you go, Ben Kimo, you are saltine. I don't know what that means. Let me see here if I can figure it out. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't see it here. It would help me if I heard what she said, but exactly what she said, and if I knew how she spelled it, that would help me a lot more. Anyway, there's always that's the thing. You're always learning. When you're learning Thai, you're always learning new words. Funny or sarcastic terms. Some are jokes, some not so much. Farang Lao, a foreigner living very cheaply like a local. Farang Sai Chill. Farang Sai Chill. Chill chill. Now I have heard chill all the time. Even Nicholas uses the word chill. I mean all the time. What are you doing? Chilling. Just chilling? Chill, chill, chill. Which, it's like, I'm cool. I'm doing all right. Chill, chill, chill. I think that's pretty funny. In US, saltine is a soda cracker. I understand that, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's what it is. It could be Isan talk. It could be. I don't care what they call me as long as they don't call me late for dinner. Okay. Oh, good morning, Mr. Dowlo. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, listen, I got about a half hour left to stream. Do me a favor. I got 23 thumbs up. I had about close to 50 people in the stream already. So do me a favor. Leave me a thumbs up. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Give me a super chat. Give me a VIP. Add yourself to the VIP section of this channel. Go down in the description. Everything is right there. It's all right there for you. Patreon, my books. I got books in Amazon. Just look my name up. There's the Wise. Listen, I love Wise. And I know there are options to Wise. And I should get them. I should sign up for them now. I used to be with Revolut. And then they said that, what is this? They said that they can't use U.S. accounts. This is like 5 years ago. Now apparently they can. So I would like that. And you can also use the Cash App. You can use Buy Me a Coffee, Patreon. You can use that too. Anyway, all right, enough. Dowlo's in Samut Bakan. He's a long, long way from here. It's not that far, really, but what is the 6? Let's see. Let's see if we can get him to pull the trigger with his wife. The 6 is a Sunday. Wow. Imagine that. How about I do a stream on the Sunday and you come out and hang out with me and Jim? That would be wonderful. There you go. Okay. I got 2 more here. Farang Somprakop. Let me see if I'm saying that wrong. Farang Somprakop. Farang Somprakop. Fully assembled foreigner. Sarcastic, meaning the guy looks fine but might be clueless. I have never heard that. Never in my life have I heard that. Get your people to talk to your wife. Have her talk to my people and his people, and we'll all meet up. Jim, you get your wife shopping, and I'm sure we'll be fine. All right, the last one on this list here. Woo! There are 2 ways to say this. You can just say Farang Haiso, which is Farang Haiso, high society. Or you can say Farang Huasung, high class foreigner, used sarcastically for guys who think they're above everyone. Yes, that's me. Farang Huasung. You know, the one thing, I think I still sell that shirt. The one thing that I do like, sorry, but I'm going to talk about myself, and I like this about myself, is that I can hang out with people who would be considered low class, bottom of the barrel. They don't earn much, farmer type people, and I can hang out with people that are high so, and I have. I used to when I was involved in boxing. I hung out with them quite a bit. Well, I was a journalist, and then also with the team that we had. Um, Sometimes you had to hang out with these people, and quite honestly, the only thing I didn't like is that sometimes uh, the high so ties, they might think they're better than you. I don't know. I want to be careful about how I say that. I don't mean that they really thought they're truly better, but I think that they just thought they're in a better position in life than you, whether it's because they're Thai and you're living in Thailand, or because they think they're smarter than you, or whatever it is. I don't know. I just had some kind of a feeling like that, like there are, Thailand is very status conscious. And as far as I'm concerned, um, there's one thing about whying, and it's part of the culture, and being respectful to people. All these things are very important. But the minute someone disrespects you, then to me, all bets are off. If I want to disrespect them, I can disrespect them. And I have disrespected some people that were a little up higher, especially police. They thought they were higher than me. We went to the police station once, and they started, threatening me and telling me I needed to give them this and give them that. And I told them, fuck you. I ain't giving you anything. And that's what I said. And everybody in the room went, oh. And I was like, if you're going to beat on me, then beat on me. Otherwise, shut up and don't threaten me. And I mean, it wasn't the brightest move on my part, to be honest. And then somebody came to me later and they said, you know what? They are sorry because they shouldn't have said what they said to you. They were trying to push you to get as much out of you as they could. They wanted money. And I said, no, I ain't giving you nothing. You ain't getting nothing. Well, you're going to go to jail for 2 years. Uh-huh, okay. You know. So anyway, things happen. That was a long time ago. But I'm glad that it turned out okay. And that there were no worries and that, we worked everything out. I was very glad about that. So let me just see here what we got. The real high show ties that I know don't flaunt it. It's the wannabes who are airing it. Yeah, that's true. High shows, I hear people going, oh, yeah, I was with this girl. We were in her Mercedes. She was a high show tie. In all likelihood, she wasn't high show at all. She may have been upper middle class. Okay, I can give her that. But she probably was not a high show tie. Because most high show ties, unless you are exceptionally good looking, you have your act together financially, you probably know how to speak Thai fairly proficiently. You are not even going to be in their lives. They don't even want anything to do with you. So I know many, many Thais, high show Thais, they don't want anything to do with you. If you have white skin, no, 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 no. I'm only with Thai people. I knew girls who would tell me, and it wasn't just because of me. They're like, I don't care how he looks, what he has. I want to be with my own kind. And if I had to go home to my mother and father and tell them I was with a foreigner, my mother and father would disown me. So, you have to think about those things. That's something cultural that maybe we don't understand. All right, I better get to the water now. All righty. Is this all I have? Yeah, I guess it is. It's like 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. 29 words and phrases. I do like the Farang Mau Hue Ranam, drunk foreigner face down in water. Farang Kin Lao. Kin Lao. Oh. So that's what they use to denote that the person drinks a little bit too much. Hey Bruce, how you doing? I have met some Thai girls who go, I've talked to them and said, what happened with your boyfriend? Oh, Khao Chop Kin Lao. They start, and what happens is they go out drinking with their friends, and then they always want to go out drinking with their friends. And, the woman is like, okay, we need 15,000 baht to pay, the rent or for food or whatever it is. And the guy's like, okay, I get paid on Wednesday. On Wednesday, he goes out. He's out all night. He doesn't come back until Thursday. And then he comes home. He's only got 5,000 baht in his pocket. And the woman's pissed off. You blew 10,000 baht or whatever it was. It could be 1,000 baht. So, that's something. Big spender. Never heard this. Jiao Buntum. Walking ATM and sponsor. I've heard very, very often. And also like Farang Kiniao. Farang Kino. I've heard those all the time. Those are probably the most used phrases. Farang Kino, Farang Kiniao, ATM, been walking ATM. And what was the other one? Shows you a sponsor. When you're in a bar, I've heard this before. And, I will say that I have used the word sponsor before. I go, hey, you want a sponsor? Yeah. Okay, let's go. That's all it takes. But the girls in the bar would be like, yeah, I don't like that. I don't think that's a very, to me, it's like, okay, you're calling a whole group of people losers simply because they go to Thailand. So stupid. Don't bother me. But the truth is that I don't think it's very fitting, you know? I mean, if you say a sponsor, that's a pretty damn good word because that's what you are. You are sponsoring her night out. And it might be as little as let's go and have something to eat on the, you know, the sidewalk somewhere, and I'll get a beer, you can get a beer, and then we'll go to my place and we'll knock it out. You know, it can be that. I also hear wake walking ATM all the time, but not usually by the girls. The girls just say the guys are ATMs. No, I think we're done with that. We're done with the lives matter. I don't care if it's Farang lives matter, Black lives matter, whatever lives matter. I think we're done. I don't want to hear that. I personally, I don't want to hear it ever again. I don't care about that. How important is that? Anyway, so that wraps up the terminology. That's a little bit of Thai. I don't think I should give more Thai out than that because, first of all, you probably don't remember it. If you're lucky, you'll remember a half a dozen words and phrases. And I know a lot of people, they just don't want to learn the language. Now, I don't know what it was about me or what it is about me. You know, I've been to a lot of places. When I went to Russia, I learned like a dozen words. You know, I learned like a dozen words. And when I went to Burma, I learned, you know, 2 dozen words. Laos, I used to live up in Isan. I learned all kinds of phrases. Where else did I go? Cambodia, Indonesia, you know, Ecuador. I spoke Spanish, and you know, my Spanish started coming back. So it takes a little while, but you know, now I gotta say that I've been at this Pacamara. Oh, I did get my. I wanted to show Tom this. I got my little Pacamara keychain, although I still have my Ecuador keychain, which is what I'm intend on using. But I did get this keychain. They told me before, oh, we don't have. So now he told me, he goes, oh, you want one of these? I go, well, yeah, I guess. So maybe I'll give it to one of my kids.
The retirement hobby, saving keychains.
No, no. You know, the only reason I got the one from Ecuador is because it was a cool keychain. You know, this is like a chick's keychain. Pacamara.
Charm bracelet.
Yeah, every day that I've been here now for the last couple of weeks, Tom always shows up. He's a retired man now.
I'm just getting out of the house.
I'm not going to ask you why.
Why am I getting out of the house?
Yeah.
Because my dog's anxiety has gone down, and he's actually not tearing up the house when I'm gone.
Oh, is that why? Yeah, I don't care about my cat's anxiety. My cat's, believe me, our cat, she's getting her tubes tied real soon. She may not know it, but she is. She's on her way to the vets because she's bugging my wife now. That cat is, you know, we put her in the little kennel at night because she'll just cry all night if you leave her out. And then we let her out because she's got to go take a piss. So we let her out. She goes, does her business, and then she'll start with a, and it's, I'm just like, shut the, you know, shut up. And then the thing runs upstairs to try to, you know, escape me. And the doors are locked, so it can only hide up there in the dark, you know. So eventually, my wife will go up there and get him again, put him in the fucking kennel again, the cage, and then that'll be it. So it'll be maybe a week, week and a half, and that cat will be getting her tubes tied. Be the end of that. No more, no more nasty kitty cat. So what's up with everybody here? Now we've talked about phrases. Do you have your own phrases? I mean, do you have phrases you use? My cat Suey gets a birth control shot every 3 months. All the Toms in the neighborhood will be hanging around the house. That doesn't happen because she never ever goes out of the house. She is scared shitless to go out of the house. We found her and she was in the planter right outside of our house, and she was a tiny, tiny kitten. We thought she was going to die. Um, she's a Siamese though, and so she started growing, and the next thing you know, now she's the cat with a little bit of attitude. Sid is really mellow, but she never goes out of the house ever. So that's the way it goes. Anyway, so I really don't like talking about cats.
Then don't.
I don't like talking about cats. Cats are probably I mean, I like watching them like big cats, like tigers. Um, our cats, we let Sid out. Sid wants to go out in the morning. We let him out. And in about a half an hour, he scratches at the door. We open the door. He comes back inside, and that's it. But we know because every time we run to the door, he'll run to the door. You gonna let me out? You gonna let me out? We let him out once or twice a day, and that's it. So anyway, yeah, it's real good. Your cats go out, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to hear about the cats. I'm sorry. Yeah, well, I believe they belong on a spit, I mean,
Or in the microwave.
yeah, or the microwave. Throw them in the microwave. You know. She's lucky my wife is there. Well, my wife wasn't there. I don't know what I do to that cat. I'm testing out cat meat. I don't know. Shouldn't have said that. You see, I like got the shivers.
I thought that was.
No, that had to do with I talked about the cat eating the cat, so it's gave me the heebie-jeebies, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so let me think here. Tomorrow is the video that I said. It's called, what is it called? Where is it? What happened to it? Oh, I haven't put it up. Sorry. I just did it.
Check.
What Thai women call foreign men? No, that's not it. What am I looking at? Meeting. Let's see here. This is it right here. Meeting the Thai girl of your dreams. 20 tips for you. Plus a little bit more. So, anyway, that is tomorrow at 8 a.m. So, give it a little listen. And then I think the next stream will be on Friday. I think I'm going to do Friday and Sunday, or maybe I'll do a Sunday every other week or something like that. I don't like to have to do a stream on a day where the UFC is on or some big boxing event. I like to have my Sundays to me. But anyway, I guess that's all I have. Wow. You're done, huh? Well, that's good, Jim. You should be happy. Yeah, I got all week. I got all week to do stuff. Happy as a clam. Well, I'm happy as a clam too. And I'm happy for you. You got that taken care of. It didn't take all that long. This mall is slowly but surely filling up. Slowly getting full. Anyway, I gotta take Jim to Swenson's one of these days. Since that's his favorite place. Weechie and Matt Cool. I don't know what that means, Bruce. You're talking about stuff that I have no idea what you're talking about. The Real House Cats of Siam. Weechie and Matt. I did not know that. But we do have a Siamese cat. It's a gray Siamese with yellow eyes. So it doesn't have blue eyes. Will we be lunching on the 6th? I think that's up to you, Dowlo. Where do you have to go, Jim? Suwanapum or Don Muang? Because if you have to go to Suwanapum, you're very close to me. Fairly close. You haven't bought that 16E yet or whatever it is?
I'm waiting for my wife to make her decision on it, and then I'll.
Lunch would be great. I want to find a place with beef.
With what, beef?
Oh, God. I want to find a place with beef.
Burger Bro.
There's plenty of places with beef, Jim. Nobody's talking to me though. They're talking to each other. So you guys can have your lunch together if you want. Anyway, all righty then. I guess that's it for the day. What nobody tells you about expats in Thailand? Oh, that's me. Oh, it's Don Muang. But I can go anywhere. If MRT is not nearby, I'll drive. Well, Don Muang is not exactly close to me, but I mean, if you really wanted to get here and he wants to meet, we can meet up. Otherwise, whatever. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm easy. I'm very easy. Whatever we do is fine with me. If we do nothing, that's fine. If we meet up, that's fine. What can I say? I'm easy. So that's all I have, ladies and gentlemen. What a wonderful stream. Hopefully, you guys got a little something out of it. Dallo, you don't use Line very often, do you? Oh, God. We'll be driving, so I'll be stressed to the max by the time I arrive. Oh, God.
What's so stressful about driving?
Well, traffic, I'm sure, but
It's only stressful if you take it stressful.
I don't. Do you ever drive the car to the mall?
Rarely, but yeah.
Yeah. To me, I like that's why I don't get a motorcycle. Because what am I going to do? I'm going to drive my motorcycle to the mall, park it in the back, walk to the front.
Yeah.
I just don't want to do that. And then most of the time, I don't want to leave the area all that much. So why am I going to get it? Now, if we're living in the South or somewhere like that, and I have a motorcycle, so when I want, I can go somewhere, that's a different story. I'd like to go to the South, and man, I can only imagine what our fruits and vegetables look like right now, because I know they got to be looking good. So I'm anxious to see them, and I'm also anxious to see when the durian gets planted. I don't know when that's going to happen. Hopefully sooner than later.
Did they grow on an annual vine or something? I thought they were trees.
They are trees. We bought land behind our house. We have like, I don't know, how many rye, 5 rye or something like that. And we cleared out the back and we're going to plant nothing but durian trees there. We have a couple already.
How many years before they start producing?
3 to 4, depends on what stage you buy them at. So if you bought them at 2 years, I don't know if they sell them that much, but then it would cost more. So if you buy them at 3 years, they cost less.
It's a long-term investment.
Yeah, and considering we might spend 50 to 100,000 baht, and the payoff is like $1.5 million a year, it's worth it. And so that's why I don't usually tell my wife, oh, yo, let's plant this. I'll do this. I don't usually get involved. She's involved. She's a little, got the green thumb and all that. But when it comes to durian, I will research everything. I will study as much as I can, and I'll go, here's your 50,000. You put in the 50, I put in the 50. It's half ours when the money comes. And so I'll know that, what I want to do, what the plan is that in addition to all the money that we are earning and saving and putting away, is that by the time we decide to stop working, that is earning money every month for several years. And we are earning, quite a bit of money. And that is like passive. I mean, it's not like passive income. It is passive income.
The durian market's been very hot with China the last few years.
Well, I don't give a fuck about China right now, unless they're selling them to Thais, which that happens. But
Thais sell them to China.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, either way, the durian are expensive.
Yeah.
And so the idea is to get an expensive, like montong or whatever the hell the durian is.
Supply and demand. The Chinese have created this big demand for durian.
Jim, 2 Americans and an Aussie, please don't charge me a tariff. Oh, God. Hey, are you going to tell me it's not fair that we charge tariffs? Think about it. Think about it. Is it not fair? Well, I mean, think about like NATO and the EU and all this other kind of stuff. NATO gets, I don't know how many millions from the US, and then they get a fraction of that from the countries in Europe.
Nothing wrong with reciprocity.
Yes, exactly.
If you don't want to pay tariffs, then don't charge tariffs.
Exactly.
It's that simple.
Well, yeah, look at him. I wouldn't pay him. I won't pay him. I'll buy something made in here, although it won't be Chinese. I don't care what it is.
Virtually here, not in Thailand here.
There are cars made here. But I'm not going to buy a Dolphin or whatever those Chinese cars are. I'm not going to buy that shit.
Build your dream.
You know what? I can't buy a car with a stupid name.
You got to buy a Mustang.
Well, I'd rather buy like a Mercedes. That's a little more my speed. If I'm going to buy a car, I might as well buy a Mercedes. And those are extremely expensive. How much are Mercedes in Thailand? Let's just see. $3.45 million. Australia doesn't change U.S. tariffs. We send all our surplus wine, beef, steel, and aluminum. I don't know. Then you shouldn't be charged any more than what you're charging. The fact of the matter is, to pay for a Mercedes here is extremely expensive. 3.45. I don't know. Because I don't get it, but okay, whatever. Then so then why would Donald Trump charge tariffs? Why? Because he can, and because if you're going to charge tariffs, we're going to charge tariffs. I understand.
The clarifications have gone out this week, just in the last day or two. We're charging tariffs to inspire people to create jobs in America. It's that simple. That's what they say.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll see.
There've always been huge announcements of new factories.
I understand that, but I don't know what that's going to do for the prices. Here in the United States, the prices may be kind of high because of that. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
So anyway, I didn't want to talk about that. Let's not. We don't need to get into that. So thank you very much for joining me. Keep leaving those thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. Jesus Christ, thumbs up are fucking free. They're free. Dowlo, can you stop badmouthing the United States, please? I don't badmouth Australia. Why do you got to badmouth the U.S.? Unbelievable. Oh, well, the submarines might sink. Yeah, okay, sure.
The French submarines that
No,
cheated them out.
no. The U.S. submarines that Australia bought, the $385 million they spent on.
But they replaced the French submarines they were going to buy.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So they got screwed before, so they don't want to get screwed again. I can't help you with that one. God bless America. God bless Australia. That's all I can say. Leave those thumbs up. Put on a happy face. Have a great day. And that's about all I got to say. All right. So I hope you got a little something out of this live stream. I really appreciate it. We're going to have some good little subjects coming up in my videos. At least I think they're good. And that's really all that matters. Because if I think they're good, hopefully some other people will think they're good. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I will see you all again real soon. My name is Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Chok di leo jerkin mai, which is good luck and see you again. Take care. Bye-bye.